Good morning. As you can see, I'm just walking in. Fortunately, everything had frost on it again this morning, so the leaves are not that crunchy. Kind of a similar morning as yesterday. There was a lone doe out on the road. While I was putting my jacket and stuff on, I keep everything outside. I'm heading in. I'm going to the deer blind. I don't know why I keep calling it a deer blind, doghouse blind. As you saw in the last video, hopefully you watched it, I took a shot at that 8 and missed. I don't think he's going to come back to that trail so soon. So I'm going to go over to the blind, and I moved it over and moved the camera, so I want to check that. I'm going to sit there for a little while, and then I have to go into town. I got a few things I have to do, but I want to sit here till about 10 o'clock, and hopefully he's going to come along. I got to start climbing these hills. Good morning from the doghouse blind. Made it out here. This is the new setup, obviously. I don't think I showed you this yesterday or the last video. The 8-point has been coming up this trail here right across, and I moved the camera. I don't know if you can see it from here. That's behind this other tree. I just pulled the card from there. I ordered a card reader for my phone. That came at 5 o'clock this morning, which was great, along with new broadheads. And I just plugged it into my phone, and it shows me that there's over a dozen videos on that camera. But I can't read it. My phone's missing a codec or something. Then it needs to read that. So I gotta wait and get it on my laptop and see if I can get an answer to my problem. Just that little squeak in my chair, that deer heard it. It's a spike. Yep. I'll just let him pass right on by. Well, at least that spike got my blood going. Now I'm also hearing the helicopter. Sounds like it's back over there at the power line, so I guess I'm glad I didn't go over there this morning. But that little spike walked right where I needed it to go to get a shot. He came down the hill, right through, right past the game camera. I'm sure you can hear the helicopter off in the distance. Let's hope something's following that spike. Deer blind. In the area that I refer to, there's the power lines. It's a pretty good walk. A little crunchy out here now. They're still flying over the power lines, but they're way off in the distance now. So I'm going to take the chance. I got a card, or a camera card, that I want to pull when I'm in here. I got a pretty good walk. It's just about a few minutes after 1. I'll see when I'm set up. Alright, I made it to the stand. The Temu 270 degree visu blind or something like that. The blind's nice. A little upset. I have a camera right there on a tree, and it showed 0 photos. I'm a little concerned about that. It should have had at least me on it when I set the camera up. Before I leave, I'll get out and I'll double check it. Blind's not bad. I mean, you can duck down pretty good and still see what's coming. Now it's got to do is attract some deer. That's what I had to do to the corner because the pole was poking through. It's the only way I can get it to stay in there without it poking through. I had to double it up. Let's see if we can get some deer down this way. Unfortunately, I think it's time to call it. It's a little bit after 4. The wind is starting to kick up. Got branches falling all over the place. So I think I'm going to start hiking back to the truck. Here comes another big gust. I'm getting out of here before something falls on my head. Sun's just breaking over the trees. That's right. I'm back in the spot where I missed the 8-point. Hey, I want to sit here and look at my arrow, or the broadhead, and stare at it all day. But sun's just coming up, and these deer are coming over that ridge, the second ridge. Coming down and going over into the flat. Yesterday when I saw the spike at my blind, it's heading for the same ridge, just 500 yards east of here. I'm going to sit here for a couple hours this morning. Problem is, once the sun gets to about here, it's right in my eyes and I can't see anything. And I think at that point I'll move to the doghouse blind. I want to pull the camera card. I want to move the camera again, I think. The first spot I had it in was better, or at least showed more activity. So I want to see what happened last night as far as moving it. The card that I had over at the power lines, I believe, is bad. It's the same card I used in the doghouse blind that had nothing on it, and then I left it over at the power lines for a few days, and it had nothing on it, including me setting it up. So I put a brand new card in there. We'll see what happens. It's time for me to get quiet, try to stop sweating, and sit back. to start heading to the doghouse blind. I get about 10 yards, and that buck was standing at the top of the ridge, snorted at me and took off. Man, I can't believe this. So now my big dilemma is, do I stay here and wait? The sun is at that position where I talk about I really can't see anything. Sunglasses, hat, still hard to see because of the sun. That buck was coming right where I thought he was going to be. Too impatient. Today's my last day. I got to go back to Philly. I got tons of stuff to do at the cabin before I go. Just impatient. Now the big question, do I stay here? Just stay here and wait.